Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and before I got going today, I wanted to go back to something because it's so thorough. I told you guys, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, I was telling you about XRParcade.com. That is Leonidas on Twitter. That's his website. That's one of the most thorough XRP websites that there are. So for those of you that are new, or for those of you that are still here and just haven't heard of it, go check out XRParcade.com. And I wanted to show you something. If you didn't see it from my video yesterday, if you go to latest news and click on that, you will see his 2019 XRP yearly report, and it is about as thorough gets. And you will never regret going to look at that report, because this guy he spent a lot of time on it. As you go through it, you'll realize just how much time he spent on it. You'll see everything more or less that happened with Ripple and or XRP in 2019. Pretty awesome stuff. But it's XRParcade.com. All right, XRP Australia had put out this poll. We needed a poll like this. Bull run or bear trap? What do you guys think? Now, if you look at these numbers, this is very obvious to me, and it's very normal. It's human nature. We've been in a bear market for a solid 2 years, every bit of 2 years, and so everybody, automatically, when XRP has a good day like it had yesterday, everyone automatically assumes this is just another bear trap. We've been conditioned to, if we have any good days, we always have a pullback and all that type thing. Well, based on what Ripple said in their report at the end of the year, or at the beginning of the year, for 2020, calling 2020 the year of digital assets, I tend to go with the vibe I'm getting out of Ripple, and that's the most optimistic vibe that I've ever heard come out of Ripple. I've never heard them say anything that bold, and they didn't just say it once. They came out in a video, and there was 2 or 3 of the different employees from Ripple that had that kind of sentiment. And so, our body tells us, or our mind's telling us, no, this has got to be a bull trap or a bear trap. But if anybody's due for a bull run, people in crypto are, and so. My optimistic side, which is most of my being, is to say that we're headed in this direction. Now, today, let's look just today at what's going on, just to kind of see. XRP pulled back a little bit. We still are up 2 or 3 cents from a couple of days ago, and Bitcoin is kind of taking the baton now and going. It's up 6.61%. It's been having a good day. We're up over 8,000, which I think is a pretty good, just getting over 8,000, I think is a significant mark. Now, let's look at this. Because do you remember the John McAfee tweet from a couple of days ago where he was saying, look, this has all been a ruse. This business of trying to act like Bitcoin is going to be the one. It's the Model T. And I was talking about how significant that was. Well, X-Men XRP sent me this. John McAfee is now doubling down on the truth. And remember, this is what all of us in the XRP community have said for over a year and a half, 2 years now. You asked if I hate Bitcoin. Of course not. But Bitcoin is not the future of crypto. You have always known that. You just wanted to ride a wave. Crypto is the key to unlocking our prisons. You've been using that key to scratch your butts. Wake up. Now, this right here is pretty darn, Bitcoin, it spells it out. Bitcoin is not the future of crypto. You've always known it. In other words, said another way, everybody in the XRP community was right all along. It wasn't Bitcoin. Bitcoin was not going to be the one. Now, I still believe And there's not a doubt in my mind that they have set the stage for 2020 for Bitcoin, at least leading up to the halvening, for this to be the big hoorah for Bitcoin, and let that be the how a lot of average Joe investors are brought into this. That's kind of piecing all this together. That's kind of where my belief lies, is that this has kind of been the plan, because all these, we've talked for over a year and a half about how all these investors in Ripple and all these different guys like Mike Novogratz or Barry Silbert and all these different guys or people in the media, nobody ever wanted to say Ripple or XRP, even if they're an investor in it, but they would talk about Bitcoin till they're blue in the face. So it makes you that's the conclusion that I have arrived at through sifting through all this. And now when I'm seeing what John McAfee is saying, is that they've all known this all along. And I'm not talking about those individuals in particular. I'm just talking about the Bitcoin maxis in general. They've all known that it's too technologically, it's never going to be the thing that takes this to the next level. And for that reason, the only reason you would put your money in it is if it's the first wave. The second wave, I believe, is the wave, which is XRP, the greatest digital asset ever created. And maybe the second and third wave, I don't know. And I think there's other things that are going to be part of second, third wave. And I've said Cardano for a long time. I think Ethereum was a first wave smart contract platform. Now, will they roll Ethereum into some other type of away from what it started as? I don't know. I don't know how all that works technologically, but I don't think that's the way this goes. I think you're going to have the Cardanos, the Hedera hash graphs, that some of these second, third generation digital assets that are going to be the ones in that arena. XRP will also be a smart contract platform for various different use cases. But this is John McAfee. He's doubled down now. So there you go. And then we've got this from CoinDesk. New Coinbase Pro claims professional investors in 100 different countries can access 50 different trading pairs on its new Android mobile application. So here come the professional investors, and they're making it easier and easier. Now, the SEC put this out today. SEC Office of Compliance, Inspections, Examinations announces 2020 examination priorities. And then XRP Bart has put I think the section, he says, all about Ripple right here. Financial technology, fintech, and innovation, including digital assets and electronic investment advice. And I got to have some of this afternoon coffee here. One sip. All right, it never gets old. OCIE recognizes that advancements in financial technologies, methods of capital formation, and market structures, as well as registered firms' use of new sources of data, often referred to as alternative data, warrant ongoing attention and review. OCIE also will continue to identify and examine SEC-registered firms engaged in digital asset space, as well as RIAs that provide services to clients through automated investment tools and platforms, often referred to as robo-advisors, whatever that means. All right, let's move along. Chinu Patel, at Chinu Patel 29, who, by the way, is the new Financial News Network Bureau Chief of the planet of the Digital Asset Investor Channel. He sent me this is from Shalini. This is a lady, I think, over in India that he sends a lot of tweets from. In the last 3 years, my mutual funds are up 27%. And this is all the money printing right here. This is all manufactured growth by the Fed and the central banks around the world. But my Bitcoin is up 620%. And this, my friends, is growth that is related to there never being more than 21 million Bitcoins, and 5 million have already been lost because they lost the private keys. Only 21 million Bitcoin ever, which is probably one of the only reasons that and first mover advantage that it will exist in the long term. And I think these guys that had invested early on realized early on, we've got to make this the first wave. We've invested in this, but now we know there's going to be all these better technologies. So what we do is we say, hey, how about we make it digital gold, a store of value, because we know it's not used for anything else or can't be, not going to be. That's what this is about, folks. We've said it all along, and John McAfee just confirmed it for us. Okay, I just thought this was funny. CZ Binance tweeted this out. Here's a little something most people, this is the CEO of Binance for those of you that don't know. Here's a little something most people don't know about me. I cut my own hair. This guy's a billionaire. Why? Haircuts are too expensive in terms of time. I do it myself in 5 minutes instead of 60 minutes going to a shop. So always bad hair day, but couldn't care less. I thought that was pretty funny. And then this is from Ant1. Ripple's XRP suddenly soars. Now, the reason I wanted to show you this is a Forbes article. There are 2 Forbes articles, and I think one of them, this one's from yesterday, this one is from today. But here's the important reason I wanted to show you this. This article basically tells you that XRP soared because Binance announced XRP futures yesterday, okay? That's the gist of the article, and then later on, Bitcoin and all the others did well also, okay? Now, but the important thing here is you have the word Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, and Litecoin in an article on a major news outlet. This, my friends, is how bull markets begin. This is how FOMO starts, is when you start seeing these type of headlines, because then all of the average Joes are like, oh, wait a minute. So it's been in this bear market, but wait a minute, maybe it's about to take off. That's when they start FOMOing in. Now, this other article was from today. 3 cryptocurrency regulation themes for 2020 and the flawed premises behind them. I wanted to show you this because I wanted to make sure everybody understands what they're talking about for your own protection. Cryptocurrency, this is the first one. Cryptocurrencies are a threat to monetary policy. Okay, now this one, to me, Bitcoin is the one that makes, but Bitcoin is the one that doesn't have it, that is not associated with a company or in any way associated with a company. There's not a company working on its use case. So I think that Bitcoin makes them the most nervous from that perspective. So that's just something to know, but that's not really the one I wanted to focus in on here. There's 2 more. Cryptocurrencies pose unique risk for illicit activity. Now this is just the same old, this is the excuse that all the regulators are going to, they're all concerned about illicit activity and protecting consumers. What they're really concerned about and what their focus will continue to be is taxation of your money and your gains on crypto. That's what they're really concerned about. But the third one is the one I really wanted to focus on for any of you who are invested in privacy tokens. Privacy token cryptocurrencies represent a threat to national security and law enforcement. Now, as I've said before, and this is the one, especially you new people have never heard me say this, I do not have never invested in privacy tokens, which are digital assets that are such that you can buy them, and once you buy them, your money disappears and nobody can track it. Okay, Monero is the most popular one. There's a couple of others. I think Zcash maybe, and maybe Dash. I'm not sure. I know Monero is the big one. Here's the problem with this, folks. If you're a drug dealer or you're some bad guy, then I'm not talking to you, because you're going to invest in these specifically for that. But if you're good people, which is who I hope I'm talking to, do not think that you're going to try to hide your digital assets. But digital assets are a risky asset class right now. Okay. Well, if you want to add the biggest risk of them all to the risk that you already have associated with digital assets, then invest in those. Because these, I believe you're going to see this year, you're going to see in mass the governments of the world cracking down and making it illegal for these different exchanges to list privacy tokens like Monero. And then you know what happens to your investment? You don't have any liquidity to get it out. So I'd steer clear of those myself. Here's a tweet from Wrath of Kahneman. The Everest Group report, December 2019, names IBM as top provider, confirming IBM's Ripple experience. Note, Ripple integrated with IBM Payments Hub and Cases is plural. Corda used in financial domain, not trade finance. No client numbers anywhere. And this is an IBM it says IBM Blockchain Services. It's got R3 Corda and Ripple on there. I just wanted to show that to you. Okay, from Happy XRP, breaking. SBI GMO reportedly signed deal with operator of world's largest Bitcoin mining site. And I'm going to show you the article here. This is the operator of what is set to become the world's largest Bitcoin mining facility has reportedly signed a deal with Japanese financial services giant SBI and internet provider GMO. Bloomberg report claims that the two Japanese mega firms have agreed in principle to process cryptocurrency transactions at a new mining facility of unprecedented scale now being developed in Rockdale, Texas. This should be an interesting thing to watch all of this unfold. And now, this was from CoinField today. We are pleased to announce that CoinField XRP Validator is updated to version 1.4.0. We are taking all the steps to enhance your experience and support decentralization. Stay tuned for more updates. CoinField has been a friend to the XRP community, and now they've created the Sologenic platform. It will be interesting to see what happens from here. And finally, this is from Thomas Edison. I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. And if you remember, this is the story about the invention of the light bulb. He failed. The story goes that he failed 10,000 times, but on time 10,001, he invented the light bulb. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. Thank you for listening.